Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. So the iPhone 12 mini, my iPhone, my little baby, really. I quite enjoy this little phone. It's really nice to have. Now, yes, you could say that I'm saying this because I'm an Apple fanboy, and yeah, you are somewhat right. But I also do just here have an Android phone. Now that doesn't make me inherently non-biased towards the iPhone. Now I do like the Note 20 Ultra. It does have its flaws, the same as any device, but yeah, I really do like it. And again, the same as I just said for the Note 20 Ultra, I love my little iPhone, but it has its flaws. One of them flaws, Apple and a lot of other phone companies have tried to deal with, and in my eyes, not very successfully. And that is computation. You know what? I can't even say the word. Computational, I think it is, photography. And basically, what it is so because phone cameras don't have lenses like this to, you know, use, they have little tiny little lenses, tiny little lenses, and tiny sensors. They don't have big full frame 35mm sensors, or even sensors like this at 1.6 times crop. They have to use something else, and they use the fact that they are, well, smartphones. They have a lot of computing power inside them, so they are able to take what little information of light they can get and utilize that and make an image using computer software. Whereas something like this can't do that. This just takes the picture, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that don't like the fact that I've not got a lens, a body cover on the 5D. And it's the same with this. This isn't smart. This is a camera. This is an image sensor, a battery, a motherboard, a lens, and a big light panel, and that's about it. Whereas this is more than that. This has basically the same components, but it's smart. It knows what it's doing because it has to make up for the fact that it's not a camera. So there is one area where all smartphones, no matter the brand, whether that be a Samsung, a Xiaomi, a Huawei, an Apple iPhone, a Google Pixel, where they all fall apart, and that is low light. Now, yes, you can do long exposures on these phones, and you can do night mode to improve it. But by comparison of something like this, if you would take a shot side by side, it would look like absolute rubbish. Because they don't have the sensor size, so they use software to make up for the lack of hardware. So the iPhone 12 mini does have a night mode, and how is it? Well, in summary, it's pretty damn good, I won't lie. It's not the best, it still won't compete with something like this, because, well, it doesn't have what the 5D or the 700D or any dedicated camera has. And that is as followed: a large-ish sensor, a lens, a dedicated battery, and image processing, and this, and you get my point. If you look at this picture right here, it looks pretty good at the outset, but as soon as you start to kind of, zoom in a little bit, if we zoom in on the van, we can see the noise, the grain, and the fact that the trees are starting to fall apart. It's just kind of how it is. And this isn't even like night mode. This is just, kind of low light. And that's where the small sensor and bad optics come in. Now, we do have an f2.2 and an f1.8 aperture lens on this phone. So, yeah, we do get pretty good low light, especially at 1.8. But we're not really going to have an amazing experience. If we look at this one here, you can actually see, if we zoom in, we've still got some of that detail to a certain extent. It's still nice and sharp. It's still in focus. It's actually pretty damn nice. But when you really start to push that zoom in on it, it obviously is going to fall apart. And if you look here at the bottom, it's the blacks have all fallen apart, and it just looks horrible. And it's the same with this one. This one is just even worse. I mean, we've got this building that's got a massive amount of light on it that I think has kind of confused the sensor a little bit here, because it's just looking absolutely horrible here. And it's all grainy and just blurry. There's barely any sharpness when you zoom in at all. Now, most people, aren't going to be zooming in on their images. They're just going to post them on Facebook or Instagram, where they're going to get even more compressed, which is going to look even worse. And especially the blacks here as well. They, at the corner here on the right hand side, it gradually goes in, yes, which is really nice, but it gradually goes in and it just falls apart. And it's just horrible. If we look at this train station one, let's have a look. What do we have at this train station one? So yeah, this one is a little bit better because this one is, well, brighter. But again, even still, if we zoom in on the rafters at the top on the other platform here, you can see there is a lot of noise on the image itself. Now, at first glance, the image looks nice and sharp. It's in focus. The image is a nice image. Apple have done really, really good things for it. But you're not really able to do much with it apart from just post it on Facebook. That's really about it. So, I mean, if you are looking to just, post your pictures on Facebook, then you're fine. But if you're looking to do anything else with night mode, and this doesn't just go for the iPhone, I'm not just bashing the iPhone here. This goes for all phones, including the Note 20 Ultra. Night modes are never really very good. They're meant for minimal light, not basically no light. Now, yes, I did basically give them no light, so yeah. And you could say that most people won't give them basically no light. And you would probably be right. Most people probably won't do that kind of situation. But there's going to be someone out there that does give them basically no light. And the image is going to fall apart. It just will. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But until we can find a way to make everything bigger and better on the hardware point, night mode is still going to be only okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.